Aurelie, hello.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm well. Look at that cloister. How beautiful. You have nice weather?
Yes, very nice weather. It's very, very hot down here.
Okay. Oh, yes. I heard. I was just talking to a friend in Russia. She said it was 37. What's your temperature?
Yes, it's mainly 37, 38. Very, very hot.
That's really hot. Thank you so much for meeting me. I'm really excited to talk to you. I have known Patrick for a while and was excited to try your wines with Denise, who's going to be on here from Twins, and she said she's going to tell all the Twins people here. So you're not just talking to me. This is a training session for the people at Twins. So, Aurelie, would you tell me your story, what your background is, how you got into wine, if you knew all along or you kind of happened into it? What's your story about getting to where you are today?
First, I studied sales and marketing in a business school. My parents bought Chateau Sainte Rosine in 1993. I came to the winery in 2001, and first I developed all the events and tourism parts. We are welcoming a lot of people at Chateau Sainte Rosine every year, more than 30,000 people. And then in 2006, I went back to the university in the Rhone Valley, and I studied wine and vine during 1 year. I did a certificate.
Where is
And then
where is that university?
it's called Suze-la-Rousse in Bolène.
Okay.
It's a very famous wine university. And then I took over the vineyard in 2007 when my father retired.
Wow, that's a great story. I can see that your sales and marketing, you do a good job with that. And I was looking at your calendar, your events are amazing. And I do want to talk about that. Would you tell us where you are? I'm not sure you're hearing me right now because the data is lagging. Did you hear what I said?
Wow.
No. You're back.
Yeah, the
Can
connection
you
is
hear
not
me?
very good. Oh my God. Yeah, I
I
can
think you're
hear you
back.
now.
Yeah, okay. So I was just saying that your calendar of events looks amazing, and I do want to talk about that. Could you show us around where you are? The cloister looks so beautiful. If you tap on this on your face, then in the lower right, there are two arrows in a, you got it, perfect. And tell us about the cloister and the
Yeah.
history of the chateau.
The Chateau Sainte Rosine is very famous, both because the wine are classified and then because the estate is also classified. Um, and we first heard about the place in the 12th century. And the Chateau Sainte Rosine used to be an abbey with a cloister,
Oh,
and there were monks and nuns were living here until the French Revolution. Sorry, I'm going to switch off
oh,
this. You're going to be sick if I say.
yeah. No, it's good.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah,
excuse
yeah,
me.
yep,
So what I was telling is
yeah. I can hear you.
the estate is also very famous due to this historical part, which is very important. We have been making wine since the 14th century. So it's a very old vineyard. And Sainte Roseline used to live here. She used to be the mother superior of the abbey in the beginning of the 14th century.
Wow,
And now she's laying down in a crystal glass inside the chapel because we have a very nice chapel on the estate,
wow.
which is classified. And inside the chapel you have also a very modern piece of art, such as a very nice piece of art of Chagall, Giacometti. So it's a very well-known place for all this historical part.
And people can go to your website, which is in your profile, to look around. Your website's gorgeous and has a lot of great pictures and the story. It's beautiful. It's well
Thank you.
done. When you say the chateau and the chapel are classified, does that mean as a historic place? They're classified with the government?
Yeah, it's a classified. It's an historical place, and it's the chapel and the cloister, and the vineyard is classified since 1955. There are 18 Provence estates classified since 1955.
Now, so when they were making wine in like the 1500s, what grapes were they growing there?
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know actually. It's a very good question.
Oh,
There maybe old grapes,
yeah.
old grapes. Now we are more. We have in Provence, most of the people are producing rosé wines.
Mhm.
Maybe 90% of the production is rosé. But at Chateau Sainte Roseline, we are producing a lot of red and white, which is very unusual in Provence. And we are only producing 60% of rosé. And we are using 9 different grapes on
Okay.
the estate now.
Wow. So can you run down those grapes that you grow and like what's in the rosé, what's in the red, and what is in the white?
In the white, basically we use a roll. It's very known. It's roll or Vermentino. It's in Italian grapes and a little bit of Semillon.
Oh,
For the red, we use Syrah, mostly Cabernet Sauvignon, a little bit of Carignan. And for the rosé, we use Grenache,
okay.
Cinsault, Mourvèdre, Tibourin, a little bit of Syrah.
I see. And how far are you from the coast and what are your soils like?
We are about 20 kilometers from the sea, so we get some influences from the sea.
Hmm.
It's good for the acidity of the wines, and we have a clay limestone soil.
I see.
And what is very important on the estate, we have a spring, an underground spring,
Okay.
and this spring feeds the vines, so it's very good for the quality of the wines. And also, when it's very hot outside, it's good to have spring underneath.
Yeah. So you're the perfect person to ask this question. There's so really Provence has won the game about getting people to drink rosé, and it's been so successful as a region. And people think pink wine, they think Provence. But amongst all of that, how do you make your estate? And I would like to talk about the other one. How do you make that stand out and get noticed? Aside from just making great wine, obviously.
What do you mean? I mean, Provence right now it's the world capital, I think, of rosé wines,
Hmm.
and on the estates, I think Provence wines we have a knowledge because we have been producing wines for so many years, so we know how to control the temperature. We know how to make good rosé wines, and the terroir is good to make rosé wines. We have very good grapes. And also we have the knowledge, and we know how to do good wines. I think in Provence.
So, but all of the, and I agree that all of that, everybody knows Provence Rosé, but you as the owner of Chateau Sainte Roseline, how do you as a marketing person get your name to stand out in amongst all the producers of rosé? Are,
We focus on quality. We have always been very good in quality. So we spend a lot of money to develop the quality of the wines. For me, it's very important. We have also. I'm going to show you. We have also a very nice bottle. It's a this bottle was created in 1950.
Aurelie, I lost you for a second. Would you repeat that? It was, I'm sorry.
Do you?
The data,
No, it's me. It's
the data
the
lagged a second. Would you,
connection.
it's okay, but it'll catch up. But would you repeat that about that bottle?
Yeah, the bottle was created in 1950 by the wife of the previous owner. So it's a iconic bottle. It's a unique bottle, which is very important regarding your marketing, because when you see this bottle, you know that it is Chateau Sainte Rosine. And this year we are celebrating the 17th anniversary.
Wow.
So we asked a famous French designer, Christian Lacroix,
Hmm?
to redesign the labels. So that is very important to regarding marketing.
Mm-hmm. And then when you say we make high quality wine, what does that mean? Better barrels, more pickers, quality technicians? What are the things that you do to make high quality rosé?
We do a lot of things in the cellar. We do all the vinification by gravity. It means that we are not using any pumps,
Mm-hmm.
so we preserve the quality of the grapes. I don't know if everybody knows how works gravity. It means we start at the top, and the grapes goes in the press and then in the tanks. So we are working a lot about regarding to control the temperature. We do mostly the harvest by night to preserve, to avoid oxidation and to preserve the color.
Mm-hmm.
We use a very the press machine are very interesting, and they press very gently the grapes. Um, we use thermoregulated tanks also to preserve the temperature of the wines. What can I say? We are making a great works on the vines, trying to reduce the yield, working on the soil, on the terroir, on different grapes. What can I say?
No, that explained it perfectly. I really appreciate it. So, can you run down all the wines between Chateau Sainte Roseline and Chateau Demoiselle? Maybe talk about a little about them as well. But then I know you make a few different wines.
Yeah, I own two estates, Chateau Sainte Rosine and Chateau des Demoiselles. In Chateau des Demoiselles, we have two lines. I mean, the Charme des Demoiselles and Chateau des Demoiselles. We in each lines we do it. We do in the three colors each time: rosé, red, and white. Um, And then we also producing La Chapelle, which is the best wines. It's very small quantities. We are producing in red only in the good vintage. And
Oh.
for the Chapelle in rosé, we are aging a part of the Mourvèdre in oak
Mm-hmm.
tanks during 3 to 4 months. So it makes more gastronomical rosé wines.
Now,
And then we are
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, no,
And we are
continue.
producing also some trade wines. One of them is called Roseline Prestige, in a very nice bottle. You can find it in the US, and you have a very nice rosine on the top of the bottles, and it's a blend of few grapes. And we are buying the wines from other producers.
Okay. And as I was telling you, Denise from Twins is going to tell me where people can find this locally, because a lot of my friends are in New York, but we'll post a few by it. So when I think of Provence, the first thing I think of, this is kind of silly, but I always think of how bad traffic is down on the coast. But you're far enough away. Going to the grocery store, it's not a big deal. Traffic, it's easy.
No, it's very easy around here. What is very good for us is that we are very close to the highway. You know, the main
Oh,
highway going from Marseille.
oh.
So it's very interesting because we are just few kilometers
Mhm.
close to the highway. So it's very easy to come and visit us.
Okay. Oh, good. Excellent. That's key too. Now, the other thing is Provence cuisine. I always just think seafood, but for me, rosé is the easiest wine to pair with something. But what do you eat with the red and the white? I had a daube in the winter, and it's not the season for that. But what is Provence cuisine, and what do you put with the red and the white?
For the white, you can eat all the fish. You have very good fish in Provence. So you eat fish. You can have white for aperitif also. Wine by the glass also for the white. And for the red, daube for example is a good example. You can have all kind of duck. I don't know. We eat a lot of duck in France. so it's good to have a duck. Even all more lamb also with the red is very good. And with the white and the red, you can also have a cheese. Oak, no, not goat cheese with the white is very, very good.
And when we think of garrigue herbs like thyme and rosemary, people always think the Rhone Valley, but that's down by you too, right? The garrigue. And so anything with those herbs, I think, is a good bridge to drink with your wines, right?
Of course, because you can put these herbs in a lot of all the meats when you do barbecue, and you can put all these herbs also in all the vegetables. You put all these herbs, so we you can find all of them in here, of course.
Can you tell me about enotourism in Provence and how it works and how you developed your program? Because you have such a strong program of concerts and cinema and stuff.
We were the pioneer in on the tourism. We have been making on the tourism since 1999. So we are very famous for that. Right now, all the wineries are developing events on their sites. Some have restaurants, other have, for instance, in Chateau Sainte, we do art exhibitions. Right now, we have a very famous artist showing a few huge piece of art on the estates. We do concerts. We also organize a very nice flowers garden and roses exhibition in May.
Oh, wow.
Which is wonderful because May is the month of for the roses.
Mm.
And we do all the year. In January, we do a truffle day. We do a harvest days. The what is important is the people, they come at the winery, they can visit the cellar, visit the chapel, and they have generally a small market. And we organize generally a lunch with a good pairing between a chef from the area and our wines, what is very important. And at Château des Demoiselles,
Mhm.
we are more outdoor events, and we're organizing in May, not this year, but January, in May, we're organizing a sports event,
Wow.
a race for women. We generate a lot of money, and we give this money for the breast cancer. So we do many events in Château des Demoiselles. You have trails. You have running trails also in Château des Demoiselles.
Oh,
So we are trying to have in each estate different events and different targets.
that's amazing. And this is a very basic and simple question, but I've always been curious. When you do these events, does that get people to come to the chateau and they buy the wine, or it's really making them remember the chateau so then they go and seek it out to buy it?
Both, mostly, generally they buy the wine at the estate. At Chateau Sainte Roseline, we are selling more than 100,000 bottles of wine every year, and we are welcoming more than 30,000 people on the estate.
Wow.
So these kind of events can generate sales. So it's very interesting. And we also have space reception rooms that we sell for weddings or seminars, and we are organizing more than 30 weddings every year at Chateau Sainte Roseline. So those people, they are not maybe buying wines during the weddings, but they will remember the estate and they will buy the wine after.
Now, how does e-commerce work in France? Because I think in the past it really wasn't such a thing, but can people buy wines online, and has that evolved during the quarantine? Has that changed things?
Yeah, we are not very good. We need to develop this part because during this the lockdown, when we were all staying at home, people were buying wines through the online. So we need to develop this part. We have a website with a shop, but we are not very good at this time, but it's true that all the websites are just booming with this crisis because people were staying at home and they were drinking wines. So, and they were not going out on shops, so they were buying wine on the internet.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird thing because I mean, clearly you sell a lot of wine to America, and if you were to box up every single bottle and send it with UPS, you just can't do that. But it has
No.
everybody this time, so it's been really interesting, and I think like you're seeing, everybody else is doing that too because that wasn't an option. Are things back to normal? Is your gift shop wine store open and the events are going on? Everything's okay now?
Not everything is okay, but it's getting better. We are welcoming a lot of people on the estates at the shop, making strict things to avoid all problems. But most of the events, such as weddings, they're not cancelled, but we're gonna replace them next year or during the fall, at the end of the year. But we are, I mean, we have a lot of people coming at the estate right now. We are very
Cool.
lucky for that. What is very not very good at this time, it's all the exportation, because I think a lot of countries are very in bad situation. Even in the US, we have this crisis, but also this crisis, but also the tax, and the tax affects us a lot. And I hope in few weeks the tax won't increase. I hope.
A whole other headache that's very, very frustrating over here. Shoot, I had a question and I forgot now. Oh yeah, when did harvest start for you?
It's very hot. Maybe we will start before the 15th of August with the Syrah, because they are very. Maybe we'll start plots of Syrah around the 12th or the 13th of August, and then we are starting around the 20th, I think.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, I wish you the best of luck for harvest. It has been a
Thank you.
pleasure to meet you. We're in the cloister. That's what's behind you, which is gorgeous. It's a 12th century chateau. There's many people who might have just tuned in, but I really want to thank you for taking the time to meet me. This was great, and I really appreciate your wines. When Patrick, I met him for lunch and tasted the wines. They're delicious, and I'm looking forward to selling them at my restaurant when we open soon. We're opening in a couple of weeks, so I look forward to that.
Oh yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You have a good
Bye
day.
bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye bye.